everyone. Welcome to Sam's Summaries. This episode is a deep dive discussion into Sam Fury's summary of the book A Map of the Human Brain by Sam Fury. It has been created with the help of AI. You can read the original summary at samfury.com.
Ever find yourself like spacing out mid-conversation or completely forgetting why you walked into a room?
Oh, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
Well, today we're going deep, really deep into the human brain.
We are.
Try and figure out what is going on up there.
Yeah.
We're going to be exploring a map of the human brain by Sam Fury.
Okay, cool.
And let me tell you, this book is packed with mind-blowing insights.
Awesome.
What I've found really fascinating is that our brains are not static.
Right.
They're constantly adapting, rewiring themselves, learning throughout our entire lives, right?
Yeah.
I've definitely put my brain through some renovations over the years.
Yeah.
So, Fury, he refers to this as neuroplasticity.
Right.
So could you unpack that concept for us a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So it's essentially just like a muscle grows stronger with exercise, the brain forms new connections and strengthens existing ones as we learn and experience new things.
So just like if you go to the gym and lift weights.
Exactly.
You're going to build muscle.
Right.
If you are constantly challenging your brain, learning new things, having new experiences, you're essentially doing the same thing for your brain.
Exactly. You're building up your cognitive reserve.
Now, Fury, he mentions these things called neurons as the building blocks of the brain.
Right.
And he breaks them down into three main parts.
Okay.
The cell body, the dendrites, and the axons.
Right.
Could you give us a quick tour of these tiny messengers?
Yeah, so imagine a bustling city with a complex network of roads.
Okay.
The cell body is like the city center, housing the nucleus, the brain of the operation. Dendrites are like the incoming roads, receiving signals from other neurons.
Right.
Axons are the outgoing highways, transmitting signals to other neurons, muscles, or glands.
So it's like a constant flow of information.
Exactly.
Zipping around our brains through these intricate pathways.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to think about how our thoughts, feelings, and actions are all orchestrated by these tiny electrical and chemical signals.
It really is. It's a symphony of neural activity.
Yeah.
And what's even more fascinating is that this intricate communication system starts developing even before we're born.
That's right. Fury goes into detail about prenatal brain development, outlining three key stages.
Okay.
Germinal, embryonic, and fetal. It's like a construction project, isn't it?
It is.
Building the foundation for our future selves.
It is. It's a remarkably complex construction project.
Yeah.
The germinal stage is like laying the groundwork. The embryonic stage is like framing the structure.
Yeah.
And the fetal stage is where the detailed finishing work happens.
So by the time we're born, our brains are already quite developed.
They are, but the development doesn't stop there. Postnatal brain development continues throughout childhood and even into adulthood. And this is where critical periods come into play, specific windows of time when certain brain regions are particularly sensitive to environmental input.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like there's a prime time for learning certain skills or acquiring specific knowledge.
Exactly. That's why early experiences and nurturing environments are so crucial for optimal brain development.
Now, Fury dives into the brain's structure, describing the four main lobes: frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital.
Right.
Each lobe acts as like a specialized control center. Right?
Yes. Each lobe has its unique role. Imagine you're trying to decide between a donut and a salad for breakfast. Your frontal lobe would be involved in weighing the pros and cons, considering your goals, and making the final decision. Your parietal lobe would help you locate the food in your kitchen.
Okay.
And your occipital lobe would process the visual information, helping you distinguish the donut from the salad.
Okay.
And if you're having this internal debate while listening to music, that's your temporal lobe processing the sounds.
That's a brilliant example. It makes these seemingly abstract concepts so relatable.
Right.
So it's not just about separate functions. It's about how these lobes work together seamlessly, like a well-coordinated team.
That's the beauty of brain connectivity. It's like an orchestra with each instrument playing its part, but it's the conductor, the overall communication between these areas that creates the harmony.
Okay.
This brings us to the fascinating field of brain connectivity mapping.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's like creating a map of the brain's intricate highways.
Exactly.
Showing how different regions communicate and work together.
Exactly. It's like understanding the traffic patterns of a city. By mapping the flow of information between different brain regions, we can gain insights into complex cognitive processes like decision-making, language, and even consciousness.
That's incredible. It's like having a blueprint for the brain's communication network.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of networks, Fury also delves into the central nervous system,
Right?
which includes the brain and the spinal cord,
Yeah.
like the body's command center, right?
Precisely. It's responsible for receiving information from the outside world, processing that information,
Right.
and sending out commands to the rest of the body.
Right.
It's like the central hub of a vast communication network, keeping everything connected and functioning.
And just like any vital command center, this system needs top-notch security, right? Fury mentions the meninges,
Yes.
the cerebrospinal fluid,
Right.
and the blood-brain barrier as key players in protecting the central nervous system.
Absolutely. The meninges act like a protective shield wrapping around the brain and spinal cord. Cerebrospinal fluid provides cushioning and nutrients, while the blood-brain barrier acts like a gatekeeper, carefully filtering substances that enter the brain.
So it's like a fortress
It is.
with multiple layers of defense to keep this precious command center safe.
Exactly.
Now, Fury also talks about some of the key players within the brain itself, specifically the subcortical structures.
Okay.
He describes the limbic system as the brain's emotional center.
Yeah, the limbic system is fascinating.
Yeah.
It plays a crucial role in processing emotions, forming memories, and regulating basic needs like hunger and thirst.
So every time I get a craving for chocolate
Oh, yeah.
or feel a surge of excitement,
Uh-huh.
that's my limbic system at work.
That's it. It's like the brain's emotional compass guiding our responses
Okay.
to various stimuli and experiences.
And then there's the brainstem, controlling those vital functions like breathing and heart rate.
The brainstem is truly remarkable. It's responsible for those essential life-sustaining functions that operate automatically without our conscious control.
But sometimes,
Yeah.
as Fury points out, things can go wrong in the brain,
Right.
leading to various neurological and psychiatric disorders.
That's right. These disorders can disrupt the intricate balance of brain function,
Right.
leading to a range of symptoms and challenges.
It's a reminder that this incredible organ, while capable of extraordinary things,
Yeah,
is also vulnerable to disruptions.
absolutely.
And this is where early detection and treatment becomes so important, right?
Absolutely. The earlier these disorders are identified and addressed,
Right.
the better the chances of managing symptoms and improving outcomes.
It's like any health concern.
Yeah,
Early intervention can make a significant difference.
it really can.
This is a topic we could definitely dive deeper into,
Okay.
and we will in a bit. But first, let's switch gears and explore some of the exciting frontiers in brain research.
All right.
Fury touches upon some groundbreaking advancements
Yeah,
in his book.
he does. What are some of them?
Well, he introduces the fascinating world of brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs,
Oh, wow.
which have the potential to revolutionize how we interact with technology
Okay.
and even treat certain neurological disorders.
Cool.
Now, BCIs sound like something straight out of science fiction. The idea that we could control devices with our thoughts
Right.
or even restore lost functions through brain-computer communication,
Right.
that's mind-blowing.
It is. And it's not just BCIs.
Okay.
Fury also discusses the use of optogenetics,
Okay.
a technique that uses light to control neurons,
Oh, wow.
offering unprecedented precision in studying and potentially treating brain disorders.
So we're talking about manipulating brain activity with light.
We are.
That's incredible.
It is.
And then there's artificial intelligence, which is already transforming many fields,
It is.
including neuroscience.
Absolutely. AI is playing an increasingly important role in analyzing vast data sets of brain activity,
Right.
identifying patterns, and generating insights that would be impossible for humans to achieve on their own.
So it's like having a powerful new lens
Yeah.
through which to view the complexities of the brain.
Exactly.
It sounds like we're entering a new era of brain research
I think we are.
with incredible tools and technologies at our disposal.
We are. And as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the brain,
Yeah.
it's crucial to remember that these advancements come with ethical considerations.
Right.
We need to approach these technologies responsibly, ensuring their safe and ethical development and application.
That's a crucial point.
It is.
As we unlock the brain's secrets,
Yeah,
we must proceed with caution and wisdom.
we must always strive to use our knowledge and tools for the betterment of humanity. Before we continue, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far.
That's a great idea. What are some of the key takeaways that stand out to you?
For me, it's the brain's remarkable capacity for change and adaptation.
Okay.
The fact that this organ, despite its complexity, can rewire itself,
Right.
learn new skills, and even recover from injuries is truly inspiring.
I agree. It's a reminder that we're not just stuck with the brain we're born with.
Right.
We have the power to shape and influence its development throughout our lives.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's like this intricate organ is constantly like evolving and learning and refining itself.
It is, and that adaptability is essential for our survival and our ability to thrive in a constantly changing world.
Right.
You know, it's what allows us to learn from our experiences, adapt to new situations, and even recover from injuries.
Now, Fury's book also goes into the different parts of the brain
Okay.
that make this adaptability possible.
Right.
Remember how we were discussing the central nervous system?
Yes.
Which acts as the body's command center?
It does.
Well, within that command center,
Yeah.
there are some key players
Okay.
that deserve a closer look.
For sure. We have the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem, each with its unique role in orchestrating our movements, thoughts, and even our very existence.
Okay, so let's break those down.
Okay.
Starting
Yeah.
with the cerebrum.
Okay.
What's its role in this grand orchestra of the brain?
So think of the cerebrum as the CEO of the brain.
Okay.
It's the largest part, responsible for all those higher level functions that make us human: thinking, learning, language, consciousness. It's divided into two hemispheres, the left and the right, each with its own specialties.
I've always heard that the left hemisphere is more analytical and logical,
Right.
and the right hemisphere is more creative and intuitive.
Mhm.
Is there any truth to that?
So while those generalizations have some basis, it's crucial to remember that both hemispheres work together in a highly integrated way.
Okay.
They're constantly communicating and collaborating.
So it's not a simple case of left brain versus right brain,
It's not.
but rather like a dynamic partnership.
Exactly. Think of it like a dance between logic and creativity.
Okay.
For example, language processing might be primarily handled by the left hemisphere in most people. But the right hemisphere steps in to help us understand the emotional nuances of language, like sarcasm or humor.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's this constant interplay between the two hemispheres
It is.
that allows us to experience the world in all its richness and complexity.
It does.
What about the cerebellum? You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
It's often referred to as the little brain.
It is, yeah. The cerebellum is tucked away at the back of the brain, beneath the cerebrum.
Okay.
And while it's smaller, it's a powerhouse in its own right.
What does this little brain do?
So the cerebellum is all about precision and coordination.
Okay.
It's like the body's internal GPS system, constantly monitoring our movements and making adjustments to ensure they're smooth, balanced, and accurate.
So if I'm like learning to ride a bike or play the piano, my cerebellum is working overtime to refine those motor skills.
Absolutely. It's also involved in things like balance and posture, so even when you're simply walking down the street, your cerebellum is ensuring you stay upright and don't stumble.
It's amazing how much is happening behind the scenes without us even realizing it.
Right.
Now then there's the brainstem,
Yes.
which we touched upon a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
What is its primary function?
So the brainstem is like the brain's lifeline, connecting it to the spinal cord and controlling those vital functions that keep us alive.
Okay.
It's responsible for breathing, heart rate, blood pressure, and even things like swallowing and sleep-wake cycles.
So it's essentially the brain's operation center,
It is.
ensuring that those essential systems are running smoothly 24/7.
Exactly. It's the unsung hero of the nervous system, working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep us alive and functioning.
It's incredible to think about how much is happening in our brains without us even being aware of it.
It really is.
But as Fury points out, this intricate system can sometimes experience disruptions,
It can.
leading to a range of neurological and psychiatric disorders.
That's right. These disorders can affect a person's physical health, emotional well-being, cognitive abilities, and overall quality of life.
Can you give us some examples of these disorders
Sure.
and how they might impact someone's daily life?
Yeah, so let's take anxiety, for example.
Okay.
It's a common psychiatric disorder that affects millions of people. Those with anxiety might experience excessive worry, fear, and nervousness,
Right.
which can impact their sleep, concentration, and social interactions. It can feel like a constant state of unease or apprehension.
I can see how that would be incredibly challenging to deal with on a daily basis.
It is.
What about neurological disorders?
So a stroke, for instance, is a neurological disorder that occurs when blood flow to a part of the brain is interrupted.
Right.
And this can result in a wide range of symptoms depending on the area of the brain affected.
Right.
From weakness or paralysis on one side of the body to difficulty speaking or understanding language.
It sounds like both neurological and psychiatric disorders can have a profound impact on a person's life,
They can.
affecting everything from their physical abilities to their emotional well-being.
They absolutely can. And it's important to remember that these disorders exist on a spectrum, meaning their severity and impact can vary greatly from person to person.
That makes sense. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
It's not, no.
So what can be done to address these disorders and help people who are struggling?
Well, that's where early detection and treatment become crucial.
Okay.
The sooner these disorders are identified and addressed, the better the chances of managing symptoms, slowing progression, and improving quality of life.
So it's about recognizing the signs and seeking help when needed.
Exactly. And there's been incredible progress in developing treatments and therapies for these disorders.
Okay.
We have medications, therapies, and even lifestyle changes that can make a significant difference.
That's encouraging to hear.
It is.
It's a reminder that even though these disorders are complex and challenging,
Yeah,
there's hope, and there are ways to help people live fuller and more meaningful lives.
I agree. And it's important to remember that research is ongoing. And we're constantly learning more about the brain and developing new approaches to treatment.
Speaking of research,
Yeah.
I'm still fascinated by those future frontiers we touched upon earlier. Brain-computer interfaces, optogenetics, artificial intelligence, and neuroscience.
Yes.
It feels like we're on the cusp of a whole new era
It does.
in brain research.
We are. These advancements have the potential to revolutionize how we understand, diagnose, and treat brain disorders,
Right.
and even enhance our cognitive abilities.
Can you give us a glimpse
Yeah.
into what these technologies might look like in action?
Yeah.
For instance, how might a brain-computer interface be used to help someone with paralysis?
So imagine a person with paralysis who can't move their limbs. With a BCI, they could potentially control a robotic arm or a computer cursor simply by thinking about the movement.
Okay.
The BCI would pick up on those brain signals and translate them into commands for the device.
That's remarkable. It's like giving someone back
It is.
a sense of agency and control over their environment.
It is. And it's not just about restoring lost function.
Okay.
DCIs could also be used to enhance communication for people who have difficulty speaking,
Right.
or even to provide new ways to interact with technology, like controlling virtual reality environments with our
It
thoughts.
sounds like science fiction,
I know.
but it's becoming increasingly real.
It is. And then there's optogenetics, which uses light to control neurons with incredible precision.
Okay.
This technology could potentially be used to treat a wide range of disorders, from Parkinson's disease to chronic pain.
So it's like having a microscopic tool that can target specific brain circuits with pinpoint accuracy.
Exactly. It's still in its early stages, but the potential is enormous.
And what about AI? How is it being used in neuroscience?
So AI is already playing a crucial role in analyzing vast data sets of brain activity,
Right.
identifying patterns and generating insights that would be impossible for humans to achieve on their own. This could lead to earlier and more accurate diagnoses of brain disorders, more personalized treatment plans, and even the discovery of new drug targets.
It sounds like AI is becoming an indispensable tool in our quest to understand and treat the brain.
It's becoming that, yes. But with all this potential comes responsibility, right? We can't ignore the ethical considerations.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Just because we can do something doesn't necessarily mean that we should.
Right.
We need to have these open and honest conversations
Zero.
about the ethical implications of these technologies.
Absolutely. We need to consider issues like data privacy, informed consent, and the potential for unintended consequences.
Right.
For instance, if we develop a technology that can enhance cognitive function, who should have access to it?
Yeah.
And what are the potential societal impacts of such a technology?
Those are really important questions to grapple with.
They are.
It's a reminder that technology is a tool,
It is.
and it's up to us to decide how we use it.
Absolutely.
We need to ensure that these advancements benefit humanity as a whole, not just a select few.
I agree. It's crucial to approach these technologies with both enthusiasm and a healthy dose of caution, always questioning their potential impact and striving to use them for the greater good.
Fury wraps up his book with a call to action, urging readers to take what they've learned about the brain and apply it to their own lives.
He does.
It's not just about acquiring knowledge.
It's not.
It's about using that knowledge to empower ourselves.
Exactly.
So what are some practical steps we can take
Yeah.
to nurture our brain health and unlock its full potential?
So Fury emphasizes the importance of engaging in activities that challenge our brains,
Okay.
like learning new skills, solving puzzles, and pursuing creative endeavors. It's about keeping our minds active and engaged.
It's like giving our brains a mental workout.
Exactly. And just like physical exercise is crucial for our bodies, mental exercise is essential for our brains.
Right.
It helps strengthen neural connections and keeps our cognitive abilities sharp.
What else can we do to support our brain health?
Fury also highlights the importance of prioritizing sleep, managing stress effectively, and nourishing our bodies with a healthy diet. It's about creating an environment where our brains can thrive.
It's a holistic approach to brain health, recognizing that our physical, mental, and emotional well-being are interconnected.
Precisely. It's about taking a proactive approach to caring for our brains, recognizing that our choices today can have a profound impact on our cognitive function and overall well-being in the years to come.
As we kind of wrap up our deep dive into Sam Fury's A Map of the Human Brain,
Yeah.
I'm struck by the sheer complexity and wonder of this organ.
Me too.
It's both humbling and empowering.
It is.
To realize that we have this incredible capacity for learning, growth, and adaptation within our own skulls.
It is. The human brain is truly a marvel of nature, capable of extraordinary feats of creativity, problem-solving, and resilience.
Right.
And the more we learn about it, the more we realize how much there still is to discover.
And that's what makes this journey so exciting. We're constantly pushing the boundaries of knowledge, uncovering new insights, and developing new technologies that have the potential to transform our understanding of what it means to be human.
It's a journey that requires both curiosity and humility. We need to approach the brain with a sense of wonder and awe, recognizing that we're only beginning to unravel its mysteries.
So as we conclude this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a challenge.
Okay.
What one thing can you do today to nurture your brain health and unlock its incredible potential?
It's a question worth pondering because ultimately, understanding the brain isn't just about accumulating knowledge. It's about using that knowledge to live richer, more fulfilling lives.
And on that note, we'll bid you farewell, fellow brain enthusiasts. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those neural connections firing. Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Sam's Summaries. If you found this episode useful, let us know with a like, follow, and share. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to visit samfury.com to get free access to all of Sam's original summaries. You can also get any of Sam's books and other exclusive content. It's all completely free at samfury.com.